sounds like you have more to say about how brain spotting got started and evolved.
Absolutely. I'm happy to share that.
Yeah.
So David was working with a young figure skater who had a series of sports injuries. She had a lot of attachment issues. Our parents had gone through a horrible divorce. David had been working with her once a week for 90 minutes over the course of a year. And come this day, I don't remember the specific day that it was, but the particular day that we're talking about, she could not do a triple Lutz. Now, we mere mortal can't do a triple Lutz if we want to, but it supposedly is a relatively simple jump where you go up in the air and go around 3 times and come down.
Yeah.
And if you are tensing or choking in the middle of it, then you'll pop out of the jump before it's completed. And she was doing that repeatedly and could not make the 3rd turn without coming back down onto the ice. So David was working with her on this moment where she lost the jump.
Yeah.
And he noticed as he was going across that it felt as if somebody had reached out and just grabbed his hand. And so he stopped. And as he sat there holding this fixed visual point with this young lady, a torrent of material came out that they both thought had been processed already down to a 0. And if you're familiar with EMDR and trauma processing, there's a scale of 0 to 10 with how upsetting things are. And the goal is to get to the point where memories are just memories, they're not triggering. And so all these things they had thought had no longer been triggering memories. But in fact, as they're sitting on this point, a rush of emotion came up and these memories came back for her. And they seemed to process down to an even deeper level. And after that session, this young lady went out on the ice and performed a flawless triple Lutz and never had that issue again. So David came back. I was in supervision with him at that time with a group of other people. David came back and told us about this session and then had us try doing an equivalent sort of process. And we all really loved it and went back and started trying it with our own clients. And over time, started coming up with different ways that we could teach people to do this process with their clients. And it's been an incredible journey since 2003. There, I think, are over 15,000 therapists trained worldwide.
Wow.
We're in
That's
many
large
countries.
Number. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a very short period of time. So you were there actually right at the dawn of this. You were in on it at the ground floor.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to make sure that I understand, I think your explanation was very clear, but just to make sure everybody's on board with us, he was doing an EMDR protocol with her of moving his hand back and forth and having her eyes track his hand. And then when he noticed that she stopped at a certain place, then he began to work with his hand from that place.
Exactly.
To move it deeper. Okay.
So initially, David, I don't think he had the rational thought around it. It was more a visceral sense that this is what he should be doing in the moment. And it was pay dirt.
Pay dirt, yeah.
Pay dirt, yes.
Yeah.